am the Executive Director of Thacker Mountain Radio Hour, and we are so happy to be finally in New Albany. Thank you for welcoming us here. Woo! This is our first ever show in New Albany, but we've got some, how do you say it, New Albanians? Yeah. We got some hometown boys on the stage. So we're very glad to be here. We're glad that y'all could have us. I would like to say some thanks to some special people who helped make this show possible. Y'all may or may not know that Thacker Mountain Radio Hour is a nonprofit organization based in Oxford, Mississippi. And we have local shows in Oxford every Thursday during our season. But it's such a treat when we get to come on the road and do shows like this. And a very special person who's in the audience tonight, back at this table in the beautiful yellow dress, is Nancy Carpenter. She is our representative for America 250 of Mississippi, and they are hosting phenomenal events all over the state in honor of America's 250th birthday. So let's give her a round of applause. So we want to thank that organization for helping make this possible. We also want to thank the Mississippi Hills Heritage Area Alliance, which is a phenomenal organization that supports arts and history and culture in the North Mississippi Hills area. And we are lucky to be at the Union County Heritage Museum, which was selected by the Mississippi Hills Heritage Area Alliance as the perfect location for Thacker to honor William Faulkner's birthplace. So we hope you'll enjoy this space. If you're not from New Albany, if you've come with us from Oxford, we hope you see the proximity to our hometown and how easy it is to pop over here and enjoy this beautiful area. Check out the gardens while you're here, and make sure you check out the other events that Nancy is going to be hosting throughout the state this year, because she's got some good ones. You can also make sure to follow us, subscribe to our email newsletter online. You can visit www.thackermountain.com for more information. And if you are so willing, we do accept donations to keep this show going strong every single week and every single year. So that's enough from me. Let's get this show started.
Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Lucy. And thank you, Union County Heritage Museum. Boy, they must have somebody in touch with the weather gods, right? Man, I say, please do not book us on an outdoor gig. Please don't book us on an outdoor gig. What do y'all do? Book us on an outdoor gig. And what does it do? It's perfect weather. Man, Mr. Faulkner would love this. He was very noted for, he didn't like air conditioning. He didn't have air conditioning in his home. He said it is trying to take the place of weather. He died on, I think, July 2nd of 62. On July 3rd, Estelle, his widow, installed an air conditioning unit in the house. It was not cold yet. All right. All right, y'all ready? We got a great band. We got a great show for y'all. We do this, as I say, as Lucy said, every Thursday in Oxford. It's great to get out and on a beautiful day and bring some literature and music to William Faulkner's hometown. Thank y'all for being here. Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome once again to the Thacker Mountain Radio Hour. We're coming to you tonight from New Albany, Mississippi at the Union County Heritage Museum. Yeah. When you're feeling way down low, you got no place to go. Can't call a lover, can't call no friend. You find a so-and-so, just put your hand on the radio. Can you feel it down in your toes? Can you feel it down welcome to the Thacker Mountain Radio Hour. As I mentioned, we're doing a show tonight in New Albany, Mississippi. We're here at the Union County Heritage and Historical Society Museum. This is also the hometown, the birthplace of William Faulkner, our Oxford mate, just down the road. So we're celebrating New Albany, William Faulkner, and being outside on a beautiful afternoon. We've got some great guests for y'all. We've got Bear Ryan is here. Bear Ryan and the Delta Snakes. And yeah, she is left-handed and plays homemade cigar box guitars. She's going to burn it up. Originally from Texas, now living in Clarksdale, Mississippi. So she calls her music Swamp and Roll, y'all. Swamp and Roll. Cameron Kimbrough is here. He just calls his music North Mississippi Blues, y'all. Plain and simple. He is a blues legacy, as y'all know. We'll be talking about that. And our author today, we are so thrilled to have Exodus. Octavia Brownlow is here. She is about to publish her first collection of short stories, and we're delighted to have Exodus here. And she's going to read a little bit for us and also talk about coming out with her first book. Being a Mississippi born and bred author, we couldn't be more delighted. We love this band, y'all. Let's get them on the stage here and get this show going. Please welcome the Yellow Bushwhackers.
The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, no, they can't take that away from me. The way you smile just beats, the way you sing of me, the way you haunt my dreams. No, no, they can't take that away from me. We may never, never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still I always, always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till three, the way you changed my life. No, no, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. We may never, never meet again on that bumpy road to love. Still I always, always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till three, the way you changed my life. No, no, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away. No, they can't take that away. They can't take that away from me.
Yellow Bushwhackers, y'all. Our house band. Let them hear you, please. Ricky Burkhead, Slade Lewis, Keon Love, Mary Frances Massey on that beautiful vocal, and New Albany hometown hero, Paul Tate on guitar. Yellow Bushwhackers, our house band. They'll be back later in the show. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. As I mentioned, we've got Cam Kimbrough. He is a drummer, a guitar player, a songwriter, a singer. He's traveled the world singing North Mississippi blues for audiences. And why not, y'all? He comes from the family business, as it were. He is the son, or rather the grandson of the great Junior Kimbrough, so many of you are familiar with, and the son of blues drummer Kent Kimbrough, a great friend of this show, and blues singer Joyce She-Wolf Jones. It is almost like Cam had no choice but to go into blues music. I understand his Uncle Dave Kimbrough helped him get started, showing him his first chords when he was just a little bitty lad. And I also understand that Cam, from the ages of 4 through 7, was sort of raised in Junior's juke joint at Chilahoma, Mississippi, outside of Holly Springs. And you told me I said, what was the main lesson that you learned all those years at Junior's juke joint? And you told me, get out of the way. Get out of the way. That's a good lesson for all of us. Y'all please welcome Cam Kimbrough.
Thank y'all for having me. How y'all doing out there? Let's get one more round of applause for the Yellow Bushwhackers. That sounds good to me. I'd like to thank the Union County Heritage Museum for having me. Pleasure to be featured on Thacker Mountain Radio Hour once again. Hopping frog. Ooh, trying to jump all around your front porch. Hey, hey, little mama, I'm trying to be your prince. Just trying to get a little kiss. Anybody not you, baby, I'm not with it. Oh, just trying to be your hopping frog. Hey now. Ooh, baby, just trying to be your frog. Hey now. Trying to be your hopping frog. Hey now. Just wanna be your lover. When you're away, going down my mind. Can't survive you being without me too many times. Just trying to be your hopping frog. Just trying to be your frog. Hey now. Mississippi, being raised on Highway 349, you know, I never would have imagined I'd be playing this music like my family, from working all the way in that crew of Ashley. But front of y'all. Hey now. Just trying to be a happy frog. Juke time. Hopping frog. All right. Just to tell you a little story about this here. I call it the little yellow jukebox. When I first started doing it, you know, it wasn't really received that well. But I'm real picky because I'm a drummer, and it's kind of hard to get translated what's inside of my head sometimes. But is this all right for y'all? Y'all think this is okay? Oh yeah. Yeah? Thank you very much. I was a little shy about it at first. My lights cut off, my beautiful flat. Crash my car, miss my Cadillac. Hard times here, yeah, everywhere I go. These hard times had me through the door, but I'm still standing now. Yeah, oh, yes I am. All right now, listen up. Work got slow. All right, my money a little tight. Kids gotta eat, well, so it's no sleep tonight. Devil's on the prowl, he after my mind. Well, I'ma fight through it, well, or I'ma die trying. I'm still standing, yeah, now. Yes, I am. Well, we still standing. Ooh. Let me tell you about it. 12 round bound, I'm still standing up. Such a sucker for love. Well, I breathe a guy snug. I'm still standing here now. Ooh, yes, we still standing. Yes, we are now. Throw you as a baby. Yeah. Well, we still standing tall. Standing tall. Well, through it all. We still standing. Sometimes it may seem like we ain't gonna figure it out. Seems man. It wouldn't be a show without a hiccup.
Let me hear you, please. Cam Kimbrough. Great job, man. Thanks so much. Thanks for being here. All righty. Among Cam's music, I really love his EP. He has an EP put out several years ago called Breakfast for Dinner. Remember doing that when you were a kid? I think some of us still do it. One of the best things ever, breakfast for dinner, or supper, as you will. We'd like to thank you all for being here and remind you that you are listening to the Thacker Mountain Radio Hour. You're hearing us on WUMS, University of Mississippi. Also, the station in WUTC, Community Radio in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The stations of Mississippi, Public Broadcasting. The stations of Alabama, Public Radio. WYXR, Community Radio in Memphis, Tennessee. WUOT, Community Radio in Knoxville, Tennessee. And KNCE, True Taos Radio in Taos, New Mexico. We appreciate all of our listeners, absolutely. More information on how you too can be a Thacker backer is available at our website, thackermountain.com. Also, a special shout out to the folks who helped us come over here today. Of course, obviously, the Union County Historical Society and Heritage Museum. What a beautiful setting. Thank them so much for all the work they did. All the great food, all the sweets, and those diabetes doctors' recommendations that they have in there. Yeah, great, great food. Also, the good folks at the Mississippi Hills Heritage Alliance and America 250 Mississippi campaign. Happy birthday, America. We love y'all. All right. Keon Love helping us out. Keon, thank you, man. Keon Love. Boy, I just look out and we're in the garden here at the Union County Museum, and it is such a beautiful setting. We are outdoors, always something of a roll of the dice when you have outdoor shows. This one is working out so well. Thank y'all for being here. I think we've got a great show for you. We certainly have a beautiful dress for you, ladies and gentlemen. Man, do I feel underdressed. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And why wouldn't you have a beautiful dress? You are a sewist. You are a fashion designer, and what we used to call in the old days a seamstress, now being called a sewist, because there are many males, many guys that also sew. Exodus Octavia Brownlaw, we're going to be celebrating her debut short story collection. Is it January 27? In January 2027, when it gets cold in the South. That'll be coming from Screen Door Press and the University of Kentucky Press. As I mentioned, Exodus is also a writer and editor. I mentioned fashion designer. Graduate from Mississippi Valley State University, also Mississippi University for Women. Received a Pushcart nomination, very prestigious, for her flash fiction story, When It Gets Cold in the South, The Youngest Baby Dies. We're so looking forward to this short story collection. Y'all please welcome one of our own, Exodus Octavia Brownlaw. I saw somewhere where your favorite color is green.
Yes.
I was gonna wear green today, but I went with the wild palms for Faulkner. But you got.
I see sage in your blouse. I mean, not your blouse, but your top.
Oh, it's a blouse if you say so. Yeah, you're the fashion designer. You're the sewist. Man, I'm just. We have authors every week on our show. Some like yourself, just starting out. Some veterans. And I'm always interested to hear that phone call or maybe text or when you first heard they're going to publish your collection of stories.
So, it was a very hot day last year. I want to say sometime around June, late June, coming into July. And my agent actually texted me and she was like, Crystal Wilkinson wants your book, with a whole bunch of exclamation points. And I just remember like my heart beating so fast because I'm such an admirer of Crystal Wilkinson. She's such a gift, what I like to call like a literary living giant in our day and time.
Wow.
And what I like about her was that I heard a podcast episode from her with Black and Published, and she was talking about how writing from perspectives of her ancestors and having to access that part of herself that didn't know certain things that she wanted to cook, and letting the intimate time with her and her ancestors, people that she'd never met,
bring that knowledge to her. And I remember feeling it on such a personal level because sometimes when I write, I think to myself, like, how do I know this? Like, I haven't been around to know this. Why do I know this? And I think there's something so beautiful about our past and our ancestors living on throughout us and giving us those little stories that all we have to do is sit down and give them the space to speak for us.
That is so wonderful. I read you have a great website. I encourage you to visit Ace's website where you have a lot of your work, your short stories. And these, when we say short stories, we are talking about what maybe they call flash fiction. Some of these stories are maybe not even a page long or a page and a half. So micro short stories. And you did one on going to see Bobby Rush with your grandmother in Greenwood. And I'll leave it at that. You got to look that up. It is wonderful. But when you're talking about your ancestors, I imagine you had some grandmothers in your life. Because the grandmother in the Bobby Rush story, she's a pistol.
That's my Auntie Nanny, actually. But they're so, well, my Auntie Nanny is on my maternal side, my mom, Tracy Ann Brownlow, and my grandmother actually passed away last December, but they were sort of close in age, and they were very connected. And so I always say my granny and my nanny, because they were just like two peas in a pod, basically. But yeah, had I known y'all were gonna go all out on the blues, I probably would have bought the Bobby Rush piece to read.
Oh no. They need to read it and get the discovery and be able to laugh out loud at home. It is wonderful. But about the sewing, you're going to continue that. You made this dress, I presume.
I actually didn't. I'm on the road to learning how to make dresses like this. I'm learning with my grandma Katie. She's very old school. She does not use a machine. She sews everything by hand. Coats, jackets, pants, comforters, everything. And I think what's been beautiful about learning underneath her is that number one, she's right down the road, so I get to say yes. And I don't have to go to fashion design school, which is very expensive. And then number two, I too like to sew by hand. I find it very therapeutic. I'm not a very big technology type person. I will have a phone until it's down to the last chip before I replace it.
Right.
So her kind of echoing that energy of just having that time to sit down, simple thread, simple needle, fabric, and just letting the hours go by. So it's been wonderful.
I appreciate your honesty. You could have told me you made that dress, and none of us would have had any idea. We would not have been the one. It is beautiful. Alrighty, we're going to hear some of your work right now, and again, I'll remind you to look forward in January 2027, a collection of short stories, some of them very short. Exodus was telling me that you've got some longer stories in the book coming out. So again, it will be called When It's Cold in the South. It's coming from University of Kentucky Press. Y'all please welcome again Exodus Octavia Brownlow.
Thank y'all so much for having me. Thank you, Thacker Mountain Radio. Thank you for everybody who was involved in setting this up. I'm so happy to see everybody today. It's like a very beautiful and big crowd, and that's what I wanted. I was like, ooh, I hope there's like 1,000 people out today. So I really want to show out for y'all. As previously mentioned, my debut short story collection is called When It Gets Cold in the South, which will be publishing with the University of Kentucky Press in January 2027. Since we are so close to Oxford, I figured I would read y'all my piece called Johnny Grisham. Okay. Johnny Grisham, the setting is Honey, Mississippi, Alistair's restaurant, and the year is 1990. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Johnny spoke with a stressed southern slang to the table where his family sat scrunching up their faces at the fabricated staging of winter wonderless lands, tired of November before it even got there good. The table not taken with the pretty wanting wrappings of wants and wishes to come in the upcoming winter. The table, noticing that the autumn had cast a stone wash over their skin and their summer still-tan skins had not been fed in weeks, had started to become all blanched out, anemic up, and bleached down. The table, speaking several blasphemous statements that Thanksgiving made them fat and Christmas made them broke, and the New Year, Oh Lord, all it ever did was get them in an excitement of sorts to be something that they could not. Just how in the world were they to make millionaires of themselves within the teeny tiny times of 365 days? They did not know. Fools for the fiery seductions of the what-ifs and failures every time. But one somebody who had not failed was their Johnny. Their Johnny had passed that bar and was soon to start a position as a big-time junior lawyer way up in northern Mississippi, the first black man to ever receive such an offer from that part of the state. Far as they were concerned, these were the holidays worth having. Yo, hush! Johnny fixing to say something. Go on now, Johnny Grisham, his father and mother teased. Go on, speak your piece, son. There'd been a whole heap of them, 20, a sea to shining sea of Negroes that had not collected into such a secular whites-only season occupation since the great stealing of them on the blacks-only Atlantean ships. Alisters had not been prepared. Sitting to a different side, Johnny sought out and found another kin face crowned around a cluster of before-time blonde bells. Her, the ebony fixed jewel whose eyes did not meet him once, not any of them ever, sat at the setting of her plate, staring at a slash of macaroni as if it were a chip of citrine that suddenly tipped out from a tiara. Grabbing an empty glass to toast them, no such thing as bad luck when you believe in the Lord, he said, "You all are the pieces to my puzzle of success." Not nobody had been worried about Johnny when he went off to school with all them white folks. Boyhood ages of back-to-back hammerings, remindings, teachings from mother and father. You can't be too passionate like Malcolm because then they'll kill you. Can't be too optimistic like Martin because then they'll kill you. Can't be too benevolent like Jesus because then they'll kill you. You gotta weave through all three and more real seamless like, sitting to whatever situation you find yourself in. You must only take your true shape back on when you're out of the world's sights and safe at home. 65 minutes passed. Not a single dinner roll in sight. Water glasses with only water and other glasses cuddled and cupped with only candles, scents, no tea. School of rushing waiters washing by them and tending to the needs of others who'd gotten there at the same time they had or after. Their sweet teas refilled while still full, platters making well use of their purposes. His folks mumbled over their hunger, tongues wanting to taste something, perhaps a sip of the candle-scent air to leave a trace of taste and settle their stomachs. What skin was appropriate apparel for this situation, for this now, where that sudden shift could claim a beginning to the end or an end to the beginning? Malcolm, Martin, Jesus, a quiet boy, a good old boy, the Mississippi Messiah, the law-abiding liberator. Johnny spoke to the entire restaurant this time, not only his table. "Everyone, may I have your attention?" "Sir?" one waiter asked, separated from his swarm of Western tuxedo waiters. "Ladies and gentlemen of the restaurant, these are the facts. My family and I, and faithfully and made committed to a reservation here in order to be catered a properly made meal. In 65 minutes, we have only been provided water. Now, in these United States of America, in the state of Mississippi, there is no legal obligation to serve free drinking water to customers. However, it is a courtesy which Alice's have managed to fulfill. Hand me that water, son. Let's us have a taste." That there is tap. Not sparkling, not club, not fancy flavored glass bottle water, but tap. I taste the Mississippi on it to be sure. We have only had their customary tap water, the feel of their fine warm air, strong chairs to sit upon, but they have not taken our orders. By that definition, we are not customers. We are just visitors, it appears, taking up space, making the heater work just a little bit harder to keep us all toasty and warm. Alice's cannot fault us for leaving, cannot oust us as non-paying customers because there have been nothing served our way for us to pay. People of the restaurant, do you agree? Yes, came a surprise assent from people wanting to just be part of something. Do you agree that if my family did not even get a single sip of sweet tea or a solitary snippet of beef tenderloin, ate with our mouths and not our teeth, ooh, pounded our forks to plates like pencils to worn out notebooks, if we were not service, reservations of most disregardable disregard, would you all agree that there is no debt to be owed? Yes, the resounds roared. Would you say that the restaurant is guilty? As charged, one lady cheered clearly in her cups. Johnny held out his hands. Alice's restaurant, established in 1896 in Honey, Mississippi, the people have approached their verdict and hereby charge you as guilty. Now, as your punishment sentence, you must be forced in order to look at yourself, at your shame, and shake your most pitiful heads. People of the restaurant, can I get a hallelujah? Can I get an amen? One could say that the votes were mixed. Some people are easily persuadable if you sound convincing enough and had clapped their hands in solidarity. Others, not so easily seen, gripped by the strong back stitch of their backwards ways, have crossed their arms and clamped down their mouths so tightly, teeth looked right and ready to rip through, ever so happy to see so many colors leave so they could finally eat in peace. She hadn't understood him, her eyes dutiful to that curvy cut of macaroni, true blue and ever still. The before-time blonde bells flushed from embarrassment, fanning themselves silly, seeking a gracious goodness that what had happened just now was really just too much until the ebony fixed jewel gave it to them. The girl's shape-shift skin was stuck to an assimilation style of acetate. Johnny dared not try to save her from it, to shear it off, lest she shivered herself to death. By evening, the cold had broken through. A winter's warmth and a stretched-out handshake with summer's way off down the road. Black folks called it barbecue weather. At home, they took some strange meat from out the deep freezer to grill, an abundance of leftover supper sides for the banquet of all blacks, snacking on sneaky pieces of this and that to shush the appetite some, and sweet tea made the right way, the their way, which held no form of competition. They sat on the porch a spell, freed from false faces and strategic speeches and unspoilt personables, themselves being themselves, Johnny being his Johnny, the sun spoon-feeding their starving skins, baby browns gradiating to adult deep darks, and they all felt so full. Thank you.
Exodus Brownlow. One more time for her, please, y'all. Mississippi's newest writer. Great, great stuff. We very much look forward to her collection of the short stories coming out with University of Kentucky Press in January of 2027. When It Gets Cold in the South is the name of that story. Man, we got, speaking of cold in the South, they got cold in the South in January, and I know probably everybody in this audience suffered during that ice storm. I'm driving in today, I couldn't help but notice, obviously, Oxford's covered in debris and wood, as y'all are here, as are so many people across this area. So we thank the first responders who really helped out during that time, and people that came together, the church groups, the volunteers. I know they helped here in New Albany, and they really helped in Oxford. And it was mentioned, X has talked about how, since we're so close to Oxford, and I was reading the great Joseph Blotner's biography of Faulkner with that great first sentence, he was a colicky baby. And his mother Maud would sit up all night rocking him, and he's coughing away, and they didn't have a rocking chair, so Maud's in a regular straight back chair, and every time she rocked forward, you could hear it all up and down the neighborhood. Had the windows up because it was hot in September. And the New Albanians, as we've said, some of the New Albany folks thought the Faulkners were a little bit putting on airs, a little bit standoffish, but what they really objected to was they appeared to be chopping kindling at all hours of the night, every time she would hit that floor. Faulkner, obviously, when he got old enough as a little baby, his mom, Ma, took him over to Oxford to visit the Oxford clan over there. And if you didn't want to take the buggy, which was very buggy and not a comfortable ride, you took the train from New Albany. You actually got on the Illinois Central and went to Holly Springs, and when you got there, you got on the St. Louis and San Francisco line for the 30 miles down to Oxford. I'd love to know what that train ride cost, but man, so much history between the two towns. We really appreciate being here in this great setting. And you all know the great short story by Faulkner, The Bear. Well, we've got Bear Ryan here with the Delta Snakes, and if that's not enough to get you going, she has a brand new, I want to say it's brand new album. Is it still new enough to call?
Oh, it's brand new.
Yeah,
hot off
brand
the press.
Low and Slow. And
Yes.
on a couple of tunes, and one in particular features the great Charlie Musselwhite on harmonica. And you've even got
Ricky Burkhead.
Ricky Burkhead, our Thacker drummer, on Slow and Slow. Y'all please welcome Bear Ryan and the Delta Snakes.
Thank y'all so much. I don't have volume yet. All right, now it's officially rock and roll because something went wrong. Hey y'all, we're Bear Ryan and the Delta Snake. If our love was whiskey and you were a diamond,
song called Irene. It's a true story about my best friend in high school. Now I'm gonna get this thing tuned up. These cigar box guitars, they're a little finicky. You can change counties and they go out of tune and you gotta get them back in tune. So here we go.
One more time for Bear Ryan and the Delta Snakes, y'all. Low and Slow is the name of that album. At Dialback Sound in Water Valley, Mississippi. They got a nice recording studio in Water Valley. So great job, Bear. Thanks for being here, and congratulations on the album.
so much.
I appreciate it. I love it so much that we've got Exodus, who has her first book coming out. We've got Bear with her first album coming out. We're here at Faulkner's house with this Mississippi talent. I think the future's in great hands for our Mississippi culture. One more time for all our guests, if you don't mind, Mr. Cam Kimbrough. Thank you, Cam Kimbrough. You are the man. Thank you. Exodus Brownlow, y'all. Exodus Brownlow. And her great book will be coming out, her collection of stories, in January 2027. When It Gets Cold in the South is the name of that book. And one more time for Bear, Ryan, and the Delta Snakes, Low and Slow. Great guitar playing, great music, a great groove. We've had a wonderful evening here at New Albany, here at the Union County Historical Museum. Thank y'all so much for having us. Thanks for turning out. We've got a full house here, a beautiful evening. What could be better? We appreciate it. We're going to get one more tune from this cool band, y'all. Remember ThackerMountain.com, more information on where we are, when the show's going to be on, where we're doing, and if you want to donate, we would love it. Keep us going. In the meantime, we'll see you on the radio.